Right, so in this video, we're going to talk about how to unlock drunk social skills, drunk conversational skills when you are completely sober. So, you know how sometimes it feels like when you're drunk, everything in terms of speaking to people just feels a whole lot easier. You don't have to think super hard about what to say next. You're not worried about where this conversation is going. The right words and conversation topics just seem to like flow out of your mouth. It feels very natural. You seem like a whole lot more funny and interesting than you usually are. Like all of your jokes just are landing. Like sometimes you catch yourself and you're like, that was like really fucking clever what I just said. And you're just able to do things that usually you might feel like more scared to. Like no problem just approaching strangers, and you're just coming with that like positive, like fun energy. But that's part of that is because you're genuinely having a good time. So we're going to talk about how to unlock that without even having to have a sip of alcohol, because I figured out a way, this method that I use nearly every week of my life. This is one of my most tried and tested methods, and this has changed my life. So I guess I'll just preface this video by saying that like I'm not one of these people who's like totally against alcohol. Like there's situations where it can be kind of fun to drink. Like I don't know, you're going to the club and it helps you get in the right mood, and like I don't know, like I'm not against drinking. I just drink in moderation. What I really didn't like was this idea that the version of me that I most admired, like the funny, confident, witty version of myself that I wanted to be all the time. I didn't like that it felt like I could only access this person when I was drunk, because I feel like some of you guys don't realize, like, I don't know, I've been told this before, like I don't look like an anxious person, but I have like really fucking like anxious, neurotic tendencies. Like I'm like the biggest overthinker. Like I still get like haunted by things that happened to me like 10 years ago, like embarrassing moments. Like I have like a lot of like anxiousness when it comes to social situations, but I think I'm quite good at hiding that. But yeah, I didn't like the idea that like I could only be this particular person when I was drunk. And it's kind of like, it's like what they say, it's like rented confidence. It's like I could be like a completely different person on a night out to how I am normally. Like normally I'm like reserved and considered quite shy by most people, but you know, I like to think that's not like the real me. Like when I'm around my friends, I'm loud and I'm confident. And that's also the version of me that would come out when I drank, but that was the only time I could be that version of me around like strangers and stuff. But yeah, I was also like kind of getting into some concerning patterns of behavior, like sometimes before I'd go out, or if I got invited to a party, if I had no one to drink with, I'd just like drink on my own. Like or like sometimes I'd go to a bar and just have a couple of shots on my own, just to like not even just loosen up, but just when I knew there was going to be like a lot of people at like a particular function or venue that I didn't know, I just needed that to like feel even comfortable with the idea of like there being like a lot of people. So yeah, I won't waste any more of your time. The way we get into this social flow, this is what we'll describe it as, like a social flow state. Nothing feels like effort. The right words are just coming to us. We're having so much fun. We're just bouncing from one conversation to another, and we not had like a single self-conscious thought enter our head. The way we do this is by warming up socially. So a lot of people don't even know the idea of like a social warm-up. Like lots of people don't even realize like this makes sense. But for me, it's like, the way I describe this to people is, imagine you'd like just gotten up from a nap. You just gotten up from a nap and you're like really groggy. You haven't talked to anyone like all day yet. You're not in the mood to like socialize. Or let's say you were just chilling in your bedroom all day, just on your own. Like you didn't talk to a single person. Imagine if I then teleported you into the middle of a party. Into the middle of a party, like a crowd of like 50 people, or like a mosh pit or something. You're not going to feel like talking to any single person in there. And you're probably going to be like a lot more anxious if you were forced to do that. Like, you'd be like forgetting your words. You just feel like on like a completely different like level to all these other people on like from like an energy point of view. Your energy just doesn't match the people around you. So this is kind of the idea of a social warm-up. It's like, if we spend all day on our own, if we haven't talked to a single person all day, if we've just been chilling in our room all day, it is normal if we're then forced to like go and do something social, it is normal to feel anxious. It's normal to feel like kind of tired, like a little bit lethargic, like this is too much work, this is too intense. It's normal to feel that way if you've just been on your own all day, if you've not been talking to anyone. It's going to take us like a few more like levels to go up to even reach the same level as everyone else, that like party energy. Like people do this whilst drinking, like pre-game. But what I'm describing is almost like a sober pre-game. It's getting you in the mood to enter that like more high pressure social environment if you're starting on zero. So how do we do this? We do this through low stakes social interactions, low stakes things. So things which are going to like get you out of your comfort zone, raise that level, stop you feeling like, make you feel like 20 to 30% less anxious and 20 to 30% more comfortable in a social situation. Just like little challenges that we can do. So what I tend to do is, let's say I'm going to a party or something, where I know I'm going to go to a party, say like 20 to 30 minutes before I'm like due to get there. What will I do? I will try and pass by like a shop or a supermarket or something like that. And I'm not going there because I actually want to buy anything. I'm doing this because this is an easy win that anyone can get. Buy something cheap, buy some gum for like, but it costs like less than $1. Buy some gum and use it as an opportunity to get one interaction out of the way. Ask the cashier 2 questions. Ask them, how's your day gone? And did you have any interesting customers today? We're not necessarily asking this because we want to know all these things. We're doing it because it's an easy way. It's an easy win to get out of our comfort zone. Just get us talking to a stranger. Sometimes we haven't even like heard the sound of our own voice all day. So just talking to one stranger, that's enough to like raise our level a little bit. But ask those 2 questions. That's usually enough to get like a little conversation going. Just have a little back and forth with the cashier. And it feels lower stakes because, you know, it's a fucking cashier. Then after that, what you can do, what I tend to do is I try and find 1 or 2 strangers and I give them a compliment. I just think of something on the fly that I genuinely like about them. So let's say I'm about to walk past them. I say, nice, I love your shoes, or I love your outfit today, bro. Genuinely, like, super harmless, super easy, just an easy win we can get to put us in that mode of like, okay, I'm being social. And this is like getting us into the habit of spreading positive energy. Like this, the kind of thing that's good with a party. Like we're going to be talking to loads of people we don't know. It's good to get into this habit of just like talking to a stranger. And then also what I tend to do is if I've got time, I will phone up a friend or a brother, like a very close friend or a family member, and just have like a phone conversation with them. Just like waffle about nothing. Someone who you feel so comfortable with, you could just talk about anything. Like there's no pressure. And it's purely to just like get into the habit of like talking. Like sometimes when we're on our own, we're just like not even talking the whole day. Just get into the habit of talking. And usually this is enough for me to feel like, okay, I'm getting near to that level. So by the time I go to this party, maybe I'm not 100% at the level, but I'm like very nearly there. It's like night and day difference between when I left the house to me arriving at this party. And usually I can go through like the final steps, just like doing some like low stakes interactions at this party. And then I'm kind of on this energy level where I feel like, okay, everything feels like a little bit easier. I'm not feeling so self-conscious right now. And the right words are just coming to me. So hopefully that all made sense. I just wanted to get into like a few things that you might be thinking right now. So I think a lot of people are probably hearing this and they think like, oh, you know, that sounds like a lot of work. Like you're talking about like, oh, like 20 minutes to half an hour, like who has time for that? Like, why don't I just go and get a drink? Well, first of all, the beauty of this is I know I made it sound like a routine, and I kind of do have my routine, but there are so many different like social situations and like constraints and stuff that I've like made this fit into somehow, because this is like super flexible. This can be anything that you want it to be, and it's not got to be perfect. Just ideally, before you're going to like some kind of event or function, do like one thing, and it could be as short or as long as you want to. There are times when I'm not even in in somewhere that's like near the shops or something, so I can't do the thing with the cashier. Or sometimes like my brother or like a friend is not available, and I'll always think of something to do, like whether it's one of the things I said already, or sometimes like, this is gonna sound kind of weird, but sometimes like for the phone thing, I will just like pretend to have like a phone call. Like I will just have like a fake phone conversation where I'm talking to myself. I'm like running through like how my week went. And to anyone else on the street, it looks like I'm just having a normal conversation. But for me, it's still helping me like get out of my head. It's still like letting me hear like the sound of my own voice, getting me into like a more social mood. There have been other times where like I haven't got much. I'm like coming home from work and I'm on the train and I'm about to meet a few people like right after that, or go to a networking event. And I just like look at the people around me, like what's a small win I can get here? Like, how can I fit this into my routine? Like the warm up itself. And I just start talking to like a couple of strangers on the train. Like, it doesn't have to be like anything like really long or drawn out. You don't have to talk to someone for like 10-15 minutes. It can be like 1 or 2 minutes. And that, like, you will not believe it, is still just, that's going to get you out of your head so much more than you think. So it can be however much or little work you want it to be. Just try and do something, because that will make a world of difference. Even if you're going into this party like 10% more like on that right kind of energy, it will make a huge difference. And the second thing is, a lot of people probably just think it would just be like easier to carry on drinking. Like, yeah, like I hear what you're saying and that sounds good, but like, drinking is fun, and it just sounds like easier, like an easier process. Or, sorry, no, that's not, scratch that. That's not what I wanted to say, because I kind of explained that in my last one. A lot of people probably think like I don't like the person I am when I'm sober. Like me, I said that I didn't feel like funny or interesting when I was sober, because I'm a very anxious person. I kind of felt like a bit boring, or my anxiety would get in the way of like expressing myself how I want to. And whilst this whole routine does help with the anxiety side of things, like it helps you settle into those like high pressure environments. What I want you to remember is that everything that you are when you're drunk, minus like the sloppiness and just not being like graceful because you're drunk, you're kind of uncoordinated. Everything you are but that, when you're drunk, that exists within you. That is still there. Like, there is some part of you which this is coming from. You're not just pulling all of this from the void. Your jokes, your personality, this fun part of you that only seems to come out when you're drunk, that exists within inside of you. It's just all about feeling safe and comfortable enough in your environment to let him out. Because when we are feeling anxious, when we are like feeling a little bit nervous, or the situation feels quite intense or high pressure, when we're feeling that, like, I'd almost describe it as danger, that makes it hard for us to like release our personality, because it's on a level we kind of like think we're like gonna die in that situation, like it's fight or flight, and that almost like nullifies your personality. But remember that this person does exist within you. Like, when you make a joke when you're drunk, you're like, shit, that was like really funny, that was really clever, how did I think of that? You can access that when you're sober. It's just all about feeling, it's all about being in enough flow. It's getting to that flow state which you can achieve without drinking. Because I've done that many times. Like, this is something I've this is something like I've really pushed through, because it does feel like the easier option just to keep drinking at first, because it does take a bit of time to like get to this level of flow state. But the more I've practiced it, the more I've realized it's like a skill. It's like you go up in levels. You don't, and like the more high level you get in this skill, the less time it takes you to like reach that point. Like I've been practicing this for so long that now like I go into these somewhat high pressure environments when I'm sober, and I just feel like a lot more comfortable than I would be like 2 years ago. Like I don't feel like pressure to like perform or like fit in or anything. I'm just like very comfortable just being me. And it takes me like a lot less time to like reach that energy level of other people where I like start to have fun and just like forget myself and things just start flowing. So keep practicing that skill. Like I think this is probably like quite a novel insight for some people, but this is like life-changing, not just in social situations, but for things like work as well. Like I've used this before. I've like got to go and do like a work presentation, and it's really helped me just tap into that like particular kind of energy that people like. So yeah, I hope that was helpful. If you're interested in my free one-to-one coaching, for a time I'm coaching a few people for free just to give back to my community. I want to hear all of your social problems and just see what I can do to help. Nothing formal, no big commitment from you. Let me see if I can help. Book a call in the link in my bio, and I'll see you in the next one.